Hello, my name is Gepwin, and this is my Minecart elevator. I've been screwing around with the new slime blocks. Those things. Those things there, that apparently I cannot say. Anyway, I've been screwing around with the new slime blocks in my creative world, and I got the idea of trying to make a minecart elevator, which is this thing here. Now, I recognize that it's not the most compact nor imaginative one, but I'm fairly proud of it, because I'm not the greatest redstone master. Anyway, the basic idea here is that as the minecart comes down the track, it triggers the detector rail, which in turn triggers this sticky piston that has a slime block on top. It's got a bit of a delay so that the minecart has time to fall on top of the slime block, which then gets pushed up. At the same time, it also triggers this set of repeaters here, each one set for a delay, so that it then triggers this vertical redstone assembly and this little piston here that pushes the cart onto the next set of tracks. And that sends it up 6 blocks. While it is not the... While it is not the most compact way to get it up 6 blocks, I recognize 6 blocks is not super impressive, but it is slightly more compact than, say, having a spiral of powered rails, which is what you would probably need to make a minecart elevator without using the new slime blocks and the bounciness. I'm going to show you a couple problems that I did run into with this design. The first one being, you do have to put the delay, because if the minecart is anywhere in the air, it has to be resting on the slime block when it goes off. Otherwise, it will not work at all. The second thing is you have to have it fall. My initial design was to just have the slime block in line with the rails here, so that the cart would then stop on the slime block and get catapulted up, which worked fine and would have given me a little more height. But when you take the piston back down, it no longer pulls the slime block with it. Now this is because of these rails here. Now you'd think that either the slime block would ignore the rails completely, or that it would break them, like when you push a rail with a piston normally. But there seems to be some sort of weird thing going on with the way the slime block detects if there's other movable blocks around it. So instead of breaking or bringing the rail with it, it just prevents the slime block itself from moving as if it was an unpushable block. So that's why you have to have that little dip there, because otherwise the slime block will not be resettable. Second problem I've been having, and I'm going to mess with this a little more, I'll do another video if I fix it. Oh, and you can have 2 going at once on this if you really want to. Is the other problem I was having is that it's difficult to scale. So as I said, you can get up 6 blocks. If you want to do more than that, I did come up with this idea of just taking out the second set of rails. So push up, get pushed onto this slime block, which then pushes it onto this slime block, which then pushes it onto the rails, and I made it a circle, just for the heck of it. But as you can see, my redstone got a little complicated as I worked my way up. Now, there's probably a better way to do this. If someone has a more compact way, I'd love to see it. I have a couple ideas that I'm messing with in my head right now. But the way it stands now, it gets fairly weird as you scale it up, and also a little bit glitchy. You'll note up here that I have 2 blocks. That's because if I only have the 1, I'll show you, the minecart pops back that way for some reason, and I have no idea why. It's just something weird and glitchy. Could actually be fixed by the time this snapshot is made into a proper update, but for now I have no idea. Also, I put this up just as a small experiment. You can use this with a minecart chest and send it up. It would be a interesting little way to get materials out of your mine if you wanted to set it up that way. You would of course have to stop it here. I'll probably rig up something for that later on. The other odd problem I was having is it does seem to change depending on what kind of minecart you're using. So I had this design working perfectly fine with an empty minecart, and I decided that I wanted to try it with a minecart and chest, because I thought that might be more useful. And that broke it. It didn't go past the second go. I had to actually tweak the timing on this a little bit in order to get to work with the minecart and the chest, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. The other weird thing is that if you're trying to ride in the minecart, let me get rid of these to make sure there's no conflicts. When I try to ride in the minecart, it also seems to break sometimes. Whee! You can ride up the first time and sometimes the second time. Actually, the tweaking that I did to make it work with the chest minecart may have fixed it. But it seems to need to be tweaked slightly depending on what kind of minecart you're using, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Just be aware of it if you're trying to mess with this design. Anyway, that is all I really wanted to show you with this today. I hope you can find it useful. I'll be messing with this, try to make it a little more compact. I have some ideas to help with some of the triggering mechanisms and whatnot. But other than that, I'm Gepwin. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.